Hey YouTube, I'm Jess. Welcome to a new video. If you're new here, I am a freelance makeup artist from Toronto, and today I'm going to be showing you all of the products that I used up in my freelance makeup kit this year. I have been saving everything that I've used up. I think I've got it all in here for the most part, and I have no idea what's in here, so I'm excited to go through it with you guys. So I do all kinds of makeup. I'm on set, I do special events like weddings or birthdays, I do red carpets, I do pretty much a little bit of everything, but mostly this year I've done a ton of bridal. This was the craziest year for bridal makeup ever. There was the most weddings this year out of any year in history ever, and so that was great for all of the wedding MUAs. So I feel like a lot of these empties will reflect that, but let's just dive right in, and I'm gonna just start pulling things out. Right off the top here, I'm seeing a few big bottles of Cinema Secrets. Is this all of them? Let me just make sure. Yes. So this year I've gone through 3 bottles of Cinema Secrets. I think I have another one in the closet that has like this much left in it at the moment. But this is a product that I go through so much of. This is a makeup brush cleaner. So this is what I use to remove the makeup from my brushes before I go in and wash them with soap and water. This works so well. It takes seconds to remove the makeup off your makeup brushes, and then it dries really quickly as well, and it leaves a nice kind of like vanilla-y scent on the brushes as well. I love this stuff, and clearly I go through a ton of it. Let's get all of these big plastic bottles off of the top here, and then we can get into more of the exciting makeup stuff. I have 2 of these guys right here. This is the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Water. I use micellar water to start every single client application. I'll go in and cleanse every client's skin with this stuff before we start. And I feel like it does a really good job of just removing any residue, dirt, oil, any makeup that they have left over from the night before. And it's also very gentle. I've never had a client react negatively to this stuff, so it's something that I use very frequently. I've got 1, 2, 3, is that it? 3 of these little guys right here. So these are Magic Cream refills. Oh, here's another one, 4. Ugh, I go through this stuff so much and it is pricey, but literally it makes such a huge difference in makeup applications. So Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream is actually this guy right here. This is what the packaging looks like. And then what you can do is within the last year, she's come out with refills. So you just take this white part, which is this part right here, out of the packaging. And then you just buy the refills. They're cheaper and better for the environment, less waste obviously than before when you would throw away this entire container. Magic Cream is the world's best primer. It makes foundation go on so perfectly. It really is, I feel like, the #1 hack to make your makeup look incredible and to make your clients love their look is to go in first with Magic Cream. It's pricey. If you're a pro, there is a Charlotte Tilbury Pro discount that you can apply for on her website. I highly recommend doing that. There's gonna be a ton of Charlotte Tilbury in here, you guys will see. But this stuff is incredible, and I feel like I cannot do makeup without it. If a client has oily skin, I'll just use a little bit. If a client has dry skin, I'll use more of it. Like, I literally use it for everybody, and it makes foundation go on so smooth, so buttery, so soft, so plump. Like, it really just is the best foundation primer. The clients also really love the feel of it too. It has a nice, like, non-offensive smell. It just really is an amazing product. So I go through a ton of this stuff as well. Okay, so next up I've got 2 of these guys right here. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is my favorite setting spray. As you can see, I have a bunch in this red packaging. I bought, I think, like 6 or 7 or 8 of these when they were on sale from the L'Oreal like little clear out website. This like special edition red packaging I think was for the Lunar New Year, and so since that was opening, they had put them all on a really good sale, so I bought so much of it and I've been working my way through it. I'm actually really interested to try the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray because people say it's better and it's alcohol free, so I will be trying that after I make my way through all this stuff. But Urban Decay All Nighter is just the best setting spray that I've ever tried. It makes makeup stay on for so much longer. It really helps just blend all of the products into the skin. I love this stuff. I go through a ton of it. I think I've actually used more than just these 2 bottles, but I just maybe didn't keep the packaging. Probably the product that I go through the most of in my kit is mascara. I swear there were weeks this summer where I was going through a tube of mascara every week or every 2 weeks. So I'm gonna just quickly go through here and try and pull out all the different mascaras that I used. Okay, I think I have them all here. So these are all the mascaras that I used this year. The majority of the mascaras that I have here are the Essence I Love Extreme Volume Mascara in Waterproof. For the most part, all of my clients are getting waterproof mascara because I'm doing so many weddings. Even if you tell me you're not gonna cry at a wedding, I don't believe you. If you don't cry, I still want your mascara to be really nice and long wearing, so we go with waterproof. I really like this because it is so big. You get so much product in this tube and it is so reasonably priced. Like, this is such a cheap, affordable mascara, but it really like does what you need a mascara to do. This is one of the only products in my kit that I don't buy high end. I really like to have a high-end / luxury kit, and I feel like mascara is just one of those things where I go through so much of it. Really, one of the major things about a high-end mascara, like one of the reasons you're paying that higher price point, is for the brush, for the wand. And because I'm using disposable applicators to apply everyone's mascara, it really doesn't matter what wand the mascara has. So for that reason, I just always end up buying these more affordable drugstore mascaras. So I've got 5 of these ones here, and then I've got a couple of CoverGirl mascaras here. I bought these. Not every drugstore carries the Essence mascara. So sometimes when I'm in desperate need of picking something up for a job, I will obviously have to buy something else. So these are the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Water Resistant and then CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion. I literally just bought these because they were on sale and they were fine. I still just would buy the Essence ones because they're cheaper. I always carry a non-waterproof mascara in my kit as well as waterproof, obviously, for photo shoots or for people who don't need their mascara to last longer. Obviously, I mean, in my opinion, a non-waterproof mascara looks better on the lashes, so I would prefer to use this for a better look on the lashes. But yeah, waterproof for most of the clients. Most of my clients are putting false lashes on anyways, so if they are doing that, it really doesn't matter what the mascara looks like underneath. We just want it to be dark and like adding to the false lashes. So yeah, that's that. And then there is one more here, a little Maybelline Great Lash, just, you know, an oldie but a goodie. Okay, so I'm seeing in here a Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. It looks like there's some left in there, but it's literally nothing, and like you can't get it out. I used to really like Wonder Glow Primer. It is a really beautiful, like, soft focus primer that you can wear underneath foundation. Lots of people for like day-to-day wear also just wear this alone, but I would always typically use it on clients as a primer. It's really nice for oily skin or mature skin to add a nice glow because it's water-based and super lightweight, but just gives a really beautiful kind of golden glow to the skin. However, I have replaced this in my kit with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I feel like Flawless Filter gives a little bit more of a dramatic look, a little bit more of a look that I personally am looking for on my clients, and I don't need 2 separate glowy primers. So once I used this up, I didn't repurchase it for my kit, but yeah, a really nice one if you're just looking for something lightweight to give a really soft, natural glow to the skin to be worn alone or underneath makeup. I have a little bottle of hand sanitizer in here. This was really nice. It smelled like oranges. This is the Attitude Super Leaves hand sanitizer in the scent Orange Leaves. Obviously, hand sanitizer is a really important product in a makeup artist's kit. I have a little mini hand sanitizer that I just refill from a bigger bottle. This is just one. I don't know if I had like been given it as a gift or like in a gift bag or something that I just threw in there, and I really liked the orangey scent of it, so I went through that guy. Another product that I go through quite frequently in my kit is concealer. So let me grab all of these concealers here. I was previously using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away concealer in my kit. This is a nice kind of dry, on the drier side formula of concealer that doesn't look too dry or heavy or cakey, but gives really nice coverage. People really kind of hate this packaging because typically it comes with a sponge on top here, which like you wouldn't normally be able to use as an MUA for clients, but I just would pull the sponge off. And then this was actually a great dispenser because you just twisted it from the bottom and it would just a little bit of product would just come out the top here, and that would give you like the perfect amount of concealer that you would need. I would never really fully close the caps, because if you get that cap closed on there, it can be really hard to pull it off. So I was using this in my kit for a couple of years, and then I found a new favorite. So I have 2 of these emptied in shades 1 and shade 4. And then I found a new favorite concealer, and that is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I love this stuff, so I switched over to this. This is the concealer that I'm using in my kit now. It's just way more thin, so I'd say it gives a comparable coverage to the other concealer, but it's thinner, so it just works better for more people. You get a really beautiful, lightweight, full coverage with this. I just love the look of it. I'm obsessed with it. I love this concealer. And yeah, I think you get more product in here as well, and it's a little bit more affordable than the Charlotte Tilbury one. Yeah, so this is 0.16 fluid ounces and this is 0.13 fluid ounces. So more product, costs less, and it just is better. So I switched over to this guy. I have 2 empties here in the shades 30 and 31. And then I have this guy here too. This is, I think, the first concealer I ever bought for my kit. I was kind of testing products out and I wanted to give these a go. These were the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless 24-Hour Concealers. I didn't end up loving these. I felt like they were a little dry and cakey on the clients, but I obviously wanted to use it all up. So this was in the shade Light, Medium, Warm, and I went through this guy as well. So I was just digging through here and I saw this and I was like, oh my God, this is a full contour wand. Like, did I throw this in here by mistake? This is a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood contour wand. And I opened it up and kind of squeezed it out, and then I realized why it's in here. It has gone bad. So this is in the shade Medium Dark. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear that? It sounds like wet. Like when you shake this and it's not bad, you wouldn't hear any sound because the product is like thick and creamy. This is just super liquidy. The liquid has separated from the product and it's all like gooey and goopy. So I ended up having to throw this out, which is so sad because this is pricey. Speaking of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand, I do have a couple of those as well. So I actually just have the caps because what I end up doing is cutting off the bottom of the package here and scooping out whatever's left because a lot of product gets left in here. So once I can't squeeze any more out, I'll cut it and then scoop it, and then obviously I'll throw it away at the end of that appointment. But in that case, I just end up keeping the caps so that I can show them to you guys. So I did go through 2 of the Fair Medium Hollywood Contour ones from Charlotte Tilbury. Love this guy. It's such a beautiful shade. It blends out so nicely. Works really nicely for like a very, very pale girl all the way up to a medium skin tone gal. So really, really versatile, great cream product. I really love these. Looks like I went through an eyeshadow palette as well. So this is another Charlotte Tilbury. This is Exaggerize. So I was desperately trying to use up as much of this shade before I threw this out. The time came where I needed a new one of these. This is probably my most used palette in my kit. It's just perfect for weddings. Lots of people on their wedding day, or if they're in a wedding party, they don't want like super heavy, really like full glam, dark, colorful makeup. So this is just the perfect palette. I'll see actually if I have one that's not. So I have one right here from my personal makeup. These are what the shades look like when they're not all used up. So you get a nice kind of creamy white, a mid-tone shimmery brown, a warm-ish / more neutral matte shade, and then some sparkle. It just is the perfect palette for so many different bridal and wedding looks. So I went through an entire one of those and I have since replaced it. I'm thinking about switching away from the Charlotte Tilbury quads, and because these are the eyeshadows that I use in my kit. I have a bunch of different Charlotte Tilbury quads. I really like how quick and easy it is, where I can just decide what color palette I want to go with, and then I just pick one of the quads and everything that I need for the look is in here. I feel like it's really time saving for me. Rather than having like a huge selection of shadows and then having to think about what colors I want to use for each look. But yeah, it's pretty expensive for these for just 4 shadows, and I feel like there are other shadows out there that I want to try. So I'm thinking about moving away from these, but in the meantime, I have pretty much all Charlotte Tilbury shadows in my kit. Looks like I only have one Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder, which is shocking to me. I felt like I would have gone through more of these. This is the best powder. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, again, Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder in shade number 1. This gives such a beautiful soft focus effect to the skin. It does such a great job of setting makeup and mattifying without taking away glow. So I really love a super glowy, really like beautiful, fresh base. And I do a lot of work to build up the glow in the skin. So we are using skincare and primer and glowy foundations and highlighters. And I don't want all of that to just be taken away by setting the face with like a super mattifying powder. So this is the best of both worlds. You get the setting of the makeup that you want without taking away the glow. It also gives like that airbrushed effect to the skin. It's so amazing. If you are a working MUA, you need this product. All right, so moving on, I've got some more makeup here. These are the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primers. So I went through 2 of these and then ended up deciding that I didn't really like it. I at first thought that I really liked this because it goes on so nicely. It's so thin and the color is really great. It's not too light, so it works for a really wide range of people. Eyeshadows blend so beautifully over top of it. However, what I did end up having a couple of brides tell me after their trials that their eyeshadow creased, which is not something that I was used to hearing. Before this, I was using the Laura Mercier eye base, and I love that eyeshadow primer. It's definitely my favorite eyeshadow primer, but it's twice as expensive as this one, and I can't get a discount on Laura Mercier products. If any MUAs know how to get a discount on Laura Mercier products and you're in Canada, let me know. But yeah, I couldn't get a discount on it, and so because this was half the price and I really liked everything about it, I had switched over to this. I bought obviously quite a few of them. And yeah, I had a bride tell me that her eyeshadow creased, and I kind of thought it was a fluke, and so I kept using it. And then I had another bride a few months later tell me the same thing after her trial, and so then that was kind of the end of the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer for me. After this, I tried the Anastasia one, which was a really great texture. I loved the packaging of it, and it really helped with longevity of eyeshadow, but the color is so light that it just like does not work for so many different skin tones. So I am back to the Laura Mercier eyeshadow primer, paying full price for it. Like I said, if you guys know a way to get a discount on it, let me know. But yeah, I went through 2 of the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primers, but I wouldn't recommend them. Okay, next up, I have a whole bunch of eyeliners. Let me make sure I have them all here. I use both pencil eyeliners and gel liners in my kit, and clearly I go through a ton of both. So my favorite gel liner is the Maybelline gel liner. I have all 3 of these in the colors Blackest Black. I also carry brown in my kit as well, but obviously I don't use it as much. This is such a nice gel liner. It's so black. It goes on not too smooth, but it's also not too like dry and firm either. It's a really, really nice in-between consistency, and it's waterproof. So really nice and long wear, which is a feature that I do look for. I've tried a few high-end ones because like I said, I do like to keep my kit a little bit more luxury or high-end, but I've never tried one that I like more than these. So I still stock this guy in my kit. I go through a lot of eyeliner pencils as well. One of the reasons I really like gel liner over pencil liners is because of how quickly you go through pencil liners as a working MUA. You are sharpening your pencil between every single client. So if I'm using a pencil liner at a wedding and I'm doing 7 clients, I'm literally sharpening the pencil 7 times. That's gonna be like majority of my pencil. So the gel liner gets more use out of it, but sometimes you just need a pencil liner. So I obviously have both in there. I have been trying out a few different ones. I had bought these nude ones. These are both L'Oreal. I had gone to a L'Oreal like sale. They have this big warehouse sale here every year, so I had gone and picked up a couple of these nude liners while I was there. This was okay. It wasn't my favorite thing ever, but it worked. So I went through the 2 of those that I had purchased. I also gave these Makeup Forever liners a try. So I bought these based on a recommendation from a friend who's also a makeup artist, but I didn't end up loving them. So first of all, they're twist up, which means you can't sharpen it, which means Like you can pull this little like back off and then use this thing to try and sharpen it, but it's too like fiddly and small, and I could never get the point as sharp as I wanted. And I actually found that this transferred pretty bad. The first time I used it on a client. I let her sit with her eyes shut for the same amount of time that I normally would with the other pencils I use, which I'll talk about in a second here. And then when I had her open her eyes, it transferred from her liner up to her lid like so bad. And I was doing a wedding, so it's not like I had time to take everything off and redo it. So I had to like turn that eyeliner that had transferred up onto her lid like into a part of the look, and it was just like a whole thing. So I had to be a lot more careful with it after that. But yeah, it's super black. Like it's probably the blackest eyeliner that I've ever seen or tried, but it just wasn't really for me. So I had the Makeup Forever in black. I do have another one of these in my kit in black and brown right now that I'm trying to work my way through. Obviously I'm not gonna be wasteful and just like throw things away because they're not my favorite product. Like you can literally make anything work. But yeah, I won't buy these guys anymore. What I'm trying to find a dupe for, a more affordable dupe, are the Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Coal liners. So I love the Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Coal liners. For me, they are the most long wear, best for lasting in the waterline as well out of any pencil eyeliner that I've ever tried. I also have tried the Urban Decay 24-hour ones. Those are really nice as well, but I still do prefer these. I have these in a few different colors here. So I have a purple one. This is the Rock and Coal in the color Elizabeth Violet. It just completely dried out on me, unfortunately. So that's why it's in here before it's like a tiny little mini. And then I have a little brown pencil liner and 3 black ones from Charlotte. This is a $32 eyeliner, and like I said, like really you can only use this, I'd say maybe like max 10 times before you go from a full-size pencil to this tiny little thing. So it's really an expensive per use product, and you go through them so fast. So I've been trying to find an alternative, hence the L'Oreal ones and the Makeup Forever ones. Right now I'm testing these Sephora 12-hour waterproof pencils. I'm testing them on myself, which is how I test all of my products first before I move them into my kit. And so far I'm quite liking these guys. I feel like they are very comparable. And so I think I'm gonna switch over from the Charlotte Tilbury ones to these Sephora 12-hour ones. This one that I've been trying is in the color Tiramisu. It's a really pretty dark kind of chocolatey brown. But yeah, I quite like these, and they are nearly, I believe, half the price of the Charlotte Tilbury ones, and you can get these on sale in the Sephora sale for 30% off that price. So this was a recommendation from my friend Jenna, and yeah, I'm quite enjoying these so far. I think I'm gonna switch to these, but I did go through a ton of the Charlotte Tilbury ones, and I still have a ton of the Charlotte Tilbury ones in there that I'm working through at the moment as well. Speaking of pencils, I have a few lip liners in here. So kind of the same deal with the lip liner. You go through them pretty quickly. I have 2 Pillow Talk lip liners in here. Literally, the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner is a must-have. Like, you have to have this in your makeup kit. It just is such a beautiful natural shade, and so many people just want a natural lip. Like, people want their lips but better, or like a no lipstick, and Pillow Talk just is that color. It's just the perfect kind of pinky brownie nude. It goes with so many different lipsticks, and it's just what everyone wants. So I've been through 2 of these, and then I had bought these ColourPop lip liners when I was down in the States with Jackie earlier this year, and I got this one in the color BFF, which is it was a really pretty kind of brownie pinky nude. I was testing it out to see if it would be a Pillow Talk dupe. It wasn't, and I mean, I guess you get what you pay for. These are really cheap and affordable, and I really liked the texture and consistency of it when I first bought it, but then it dried out so quickly. Like, I couldn't even get to the bottom of the pencil before it just completely disappeared out of the top here. So you get what you pay for. It dried out on me, and yeah, I won't buy these anymore either. I've got a couple of lash glues in here. So I do use the Duo Strip Lash Adhesive, the blue one. I use it in this bottle because although I prefer a brush-on adhesive for my own lashes, that's definitely less sanitary. You're taking the brush like in and out of the glue all the time. This way you're actually just like squeezing it out onto a surface, and then that's it. But also I feel like the Duo brush-on adhesive in the green bottle, the latex-free one, it's not as sticky. So one thing that I'm really concerned about with my clients is their lashes sticking. I feel like they're all not all, but a lot of people are afraid of doing falsies because they've had a bad experience where they've had them be put on by an MUA before and had them like pop off at their special like big event, and I do not want that happening. That literally terrifies me. So I cover my lashes in this stuff and I make sure that they are stuck on, and I just find that this is like the stickiest, best glue to use, and so that's why I use this stuff. I have a Bioderma restorative lip balm, so I always like to prep the client's skin before we start their makeup application, and one of the steps in my skin prep is a lip balm. This was really, really nice. This really, I felt like, did a great job of hydrating the lips. Lots of lip balms are like fake hydrators. I felt like this actually moisturized the client's lips so that by the time we got to their lips and we were removing it, their lips were noticeably more hydrated. So I really, really liked this, and I would really recommend this product for anybody who's looking for a really good lip balm. I had bought this on Amazon, I think, and used it up and then needed a product more quickly than Amazon could get a product to me. So I ended up popping into a store where they sold Bioderma and they didn't sell this product specifically. So while I was there, I ended up buying a lip mask. So I've been using a lip mask instead of this guy, but yeah, I would definitely go back to this in the future. I have a couple of brow pencils in here. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat in the color dark brown. So she has a couple of different brow pencils. This one is the little triangular tip. There's no way you're going to be able to see that, but like really fine. And I did quite like this at first. This is actually refillable packaging. You can just buy the refills for it and continue to use it. I mean, this packaging is stunning. It's gorgeous. The spoolie on here is really nice, but I ended up not loving the thin tip. When I first got it, I was like, it was new, it was exciting. I was like, yes, I'm switching over to thin tips for everyone. But once I got through the whole pencil, I ended up switching back to the brow lift. So this is just the little disposable part that comes out of the reusable packaging. So the tip on here is the same shape. It's like that triangular, like kind of diamondy shape, but it's just a little bit thicker. So I feel like I can just fill in people's brows a little bit quicker and just kind of get the look that I want a little bit better than I could with this guy right here. So I'm getting rid of this one, and I have these in my kit now, and I just buy the refills for them and pop them in and out. The packaging on these ones on the brow lifts isn't as nice. It's like, do I have one here? Yeah, it's like this plastic packaging instead of the nice metal gold packaging, but I gotta go with product over packaging. Oh, I have another brow pencil here. This is the Makeup Revolution brow pencil. I bought this, I think, for myself and then ended up not really loving the formula and moving it over into my kit because it was such a beautiful color. It was such a nice, dark, deep brown, but not black. I would never use a black on someone's brows. So for someone with black hair, this was just like the perfect color, but I didn't love the formula of it. It was just too creamy. It moved around a little bit too much for me. So although I loved the color, I would not repurchase just because I didn't love the formula of it. Okay, there are a couple of brushes in here as well. So your brushes really take a beating as an MUA. You are washing them constantly. So I used up, is that the right word? I went through one of these brushes right here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood contour brush. I think I actually have one here that I can show you. Yeah, so normally it's this double-sided guy. It has this nice bigger side on this side, which is really great for like primer or foundation, and then this side right here, which is really good for like nose contour or blending out concealer. I've actually, I think, been through a couple of these brushes. It's so nice. I really like it, and I think I will actually buy it again just because this small side for concealer, like really I've never found a brush that taps in the concealer as effectively and is as precise as this guy. Just love, 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 love it. It's not the best quality. I think any of these brushes, I had a Sigma brush that had this similar like flat top style kabuki before, and the same thing kind of happened where as you're washing it, the bristles just start to like pull out of the brush. So I lost the whole big side of it and then continued to use it for a while just for the small side, but the same thing's kind of happening here. Let me try to zoom in on it for you. See how it's like uneven because the bristles are just kind of shedding and falling out, and they're getting really long, and I'm poking people in the eye with it, and it was just time. So We went through one of those brushes, and then I have another Charlotte Tilbury brush here. This was a blender brush. And as you can see here, it has seen better days. I actually kind of like it when my fluffy brushes get to like the phase just before this phase where they start to break down a little bit and they're a little bit thinner at the top. They're really nice for cream shadows when they get like that. So I was using this one in my kit for cream shadows, but it really has just gotten to the point where it's like, it's too far gone. It wasn't working for that anymore. I was too like thin and wispy at the top even for a cream shadow. So this guy has seen its last day. And then just a couple more products here. So I went through a brow gel. This is the Glossier Boy Brow in the color Blonde. I kind of go back and forth between what I'm looking for in a brow gel in my kit. Sometimes I use the Charlotte Tilbury ones where it gives a nice separated look to the brow, but it's not super like fluffy or full. And then sometimes I really want this like Glossier Boy Brow look where it goes on like really kind of like thick and chunky and really thickens the brows and gives just like that beautiful supermodel brow look. This is like the mode that I've been on for quite a while now, so I'm currently stocking the Glossier ones in my kit, but you never know, I might go back to the CT ones or try something else. But yeah, I love the Glossier Boy Brow for everything that I just said, and I went through one in the color Blonde. And then last but not least, I went through a lipstick, and I would like you to guess the shade. Say it with me, Pillow Talk. By far the most used lipstick in my kit. I have my little lipstick palette with all my different lipstick colors, and when I show it to clients, they all point to the same one. Or if I'm choosing the color for the client because they want something natural and they don't usually wear lipstick, so they don't want it to be too bright, they don't want it to be too nude, it just is the perfect like pinky brownie nude, like a Your Lips but better. Works for so many different skin tones. Like it just is the one, and I go through so much of it. I think I've been through 2 entire full tubes in the last 2 years. So that's everything, you guys. That's all the products that I used up in my freelance makeup kit this year. If you are interested in having your makeup done by me, you can click the link to my website down below, and my contact information is there. I'm gonna link all of the products that I talked about here in the description box down below if you want to check any of them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.